barrier or something like that. Okay. So the driver had apnoea. You know what the apnoea is?
Sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea. That not enough oxygen in the brain, and after that snoring or something like that, and always not enough deep sleeping, and after the tiredness, and just a little short sleep, and that's over. So that's why is nowadays for the train companies, for the airplane companies, or airways companies, and the bus companies, nowadays is sleep management or tiredness management regulations are existing. That's really important. In the future, near or a little bit further future, can be replaced by robots or automated drive bus or buses or autos. It's no problem anymore. But nowadays, the drivers should always be not too tired but very fresh. Okay, the athletes should be also fresh, not tired. Yeah, regeneration. There are many methods to have regeneration, like cold water immersion, hydrotherapy, cryotherapy. Do you use cryotherapy?
I have a cold shower now and again. No.
Cryotherapy? Like ice baths?
Cryotherapy is very, very cold. Okay.
It's not water, is it? It's
Yes.
But I've heard
Sorry?
cold water immersion. Yeah,
Just gas.
there's no scientific proof of it helping the body.
It helps. Why? Because the muscles, in that case, by the cold water or cryotherapy, this is a very dangerous state of the body. If the receptors are just feeling that something, oh, it's very cold, like water or cryo, so the air is very, very cold, then all the blood go into the central systems, okay? Because if we just, with the fingers or the legs are just frozen, it's no problem. The human being is living further.
But I've heard it's waste of time.
No, not really.
In some cases.
Wait a minute. If you just put it in the program, then the muscle pump, which means that all the waste of the after a heavy workout, come on, after the heavy workout, this elimination, so the lactic acid and the other wastes from the blood and from the muscles is eliminated faster. Why? Because of this physical workout of the muscles. Okay, so strengthen the muscles, and after that, this kind of pump, like pumping. Okay, then the elimination will be faster. So that's the way. Cryotherapy, another effect, that in the nervous system, the cold and the pain run in the same nervous, I don't know, so
nervous system.
in the nervous, okay, and the pain is by high performance we feel pain, but if you just or the athletes use the cryotherapy, the cold is more dangerous than the pain for the body. That's why it's important to know by the mind. Okay, that's why the pain and the freezing or this danger, this is dangerous, more dangerous for the body. That's why it's just pushed out the pain of the system. Understandable?
Yeah, but I've never heard it put in that way.
Yeah, in the same nerves they run up to the mind. Okay, that's the effect. It's not good because pain is, what is the pain? If you feel pain,
It's a warning sign.
it's a warning sign. Stop it. It's not good for me. But sometimes no pain, no gain. That's the elite sport. Who said it?
It's in movie.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Ja.
Almost Rocky Balboa.
Muhammad Ali.
No. Bodybuilder.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger said it, yes. No pain, no gain. Yeah, okay. So, the fourth additional asset, schooling, which means that in the youth program, the children are in the school as well, not only in our club, not only in that program. But if they are just running very strong PE program in the school, or there are more activities in the school, for example, more sports they are just participating in, then the workload can be very high. We just plan our sport, fencing, but the PE teacher just develop training. After that, basketball coach make another plan, and they just run through these programs. Understandable? Let's see. Train to train athlete, club or rep soccer. 3 times, one Monday, Thursday and Saturday training session. School soccer team 2 times a week, Wednesday, Friday. School soccer academy, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Complementary sports, 2 times a week, Tuesday, Saturday. Volume of the activities, if you just put together, then every day the workload, and this workload can be very extremely high. That's why if you are a coach, you are responsible for to keep contact with the PE teacher and with the other sport coaches, not to overload the athletes. Understandable? Okay. The fifth, the social cultural development. Socialization via sport or sport socialization is the same. Native speakers, come on. Is it the same? Socialization via sport and sport socialization.
No.
No, what's the difference?
Socialization via sports.
In first, it's people to socialize with in sport.
The sport, every sport, physical activity is a tool to being together and to keep the habits, okay, and then just develop them.
And another one
Sport
is
socialization, what's that?
sport implementing in society.
What do you think? In soccer and in fencing or in ice hockey, there is the same, the sport socialization?
No.
The same?
No, but they're same but different. Same but different.
Same but different. That's good. Okay. In a mainly the same, but there are many differences in the sport. Okay. So there's the sport socialization. When you will be the fencer, you should learn a lot of things about fencing, about the habits, about the behavior of in the fencing room, in the competition and others. Okay? So that's the difference of the meaning. Good. Yeah.
Doesn't social culture also means creating our experiences together?
Absolutely.
Pedagogy and sociology.
Very. Yeah.
Like creating common references.
Absolutely. Yeah. Common values.
Yeah, common values.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So these are the 10 S's, influencing S's. Okay. Trainability. Trainability. What does it mean? Trainability.
It's being able to take advice from a coach, and so you can apply that advice to your sport.
That's the trainability.
Yes,
Yeah,
to
for you.
improve through training.
Flexible minds.
The amount of training that each person needs to learn something that is different between the individuals.
Okay. Seattle. What does it mean in Seattle?
The time that they have available to train or other physical things.
Possibility to train something.
Uh-huh.
I said relevant? Is what
Sorry?
is what I said relevant to it? Flexible mindset?
Mindset, circumstances, possibilities altogether. Okay, everything. The level of the motor skills, for example. Okay, if you are not prepared, you can make a bench press with 200 kilos, but only one time. And after that, you are finished. It's not if you are able to do the training, okay, because you are just creating good foundation, good body, and the possibilities, and the knowledge also. Understandable? Okay. Let's see. The trainability based on the chronological age, by the speed and the suppleness. Just only in this time, okay? Because scientists never investigate very seriously this. Probably the speed and the suppleness, like a skill, also depends on the developmental age, the maturation level, okay? But not really scientific investigation was run by this, okay? Based on the developmental age skill, so all the coordination, hand-eye coordination and others, because of the brain, because of the nervous system and others, okay? The stamina and the strength is the developmental age, individual maturing level, okay? Understandable? More or less, less. Okay, yeah, okay. Biomarkers, onset of the growth spurt, PHV, and onset of the menarche. What does it mean, menarche?
Your girl has a period.
Menses, okay? Yeah. The influence of the maturation. Let's see. What do you think? Which system is this? Purple curve.
Size.
In 10 years of age, almost 100% completed. Which one?
Nervous system.
Neural or nervous system. It's good. Mine? And the nerve.
Hardwired.
Yeah.
Hardwired. Before that, it's a lot of things are potentially changeable, and then there's a hardwired that takes
Yeah.
place.
Okay. What do you think? What's this curve?
Boys.
Come on. You are so young, you should think always the ladies. Come on.
No, but the pink one is girls.
Neural system, come on. Oh. There's the genital, so the hormones, okay? What do you think was that?
Brain. Body.
Body, the general body, okay? So that's the influence of the measure of different patterns of system growth during childhood. We know it from 1930. Scammon just described it. It's very good. We know now. These are the sensitive periods. Okay, 2 times there are time frame for speed. This is the lady's time frame. These are the boys' time frame. Explosive strength. So these 2 time frame and by the boys. Maximum strength, only 1. Okay, when the hormones just reach the maximum level in the body. Aerobic endurance, we just talked about when the capillarization and all the system is growing. Okay? Don't worry about it. The 5th influencing factor of the LTAD, mental, cognitive, and emotional development. Built into the stages, not an appendix. Okay? Not separately. We use it. All the drills have to have such kind of issues as well. Moral development added to cognitive and emotional development. Let's see this. These are the stages of the LTAD, okay? From here and from here by the ladies and the boys, range of adolescent growth. Now the stages of the intellectual development. These are the sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operation stage, formal operation stage, and the stages of emotional development. And you can see that there is a hope, the will, I will go to play, I will have this, okay? Purpose, competence, and fidelity. So there's the links unrelated to each other, this kind of development, okay? Yeah, periodization. This is the sixth influencing factor. Periodization. What is periodization? What do you think? What's that?
I don't understand this word, so
Okay.
forgive me.
Periodization
Yep.
is, so it's a part of your plan,
Yeah.
and so your plan divided in periods.
Very good. And this
Okay.
period contains drills focusing on different skills, on different aims. Okay? That's the periodization. How to periodize? How can we periodize a year plan? What do you think?
Start off by putting goals in, if it's competition,
It depends
it just
It
depends.
depends on what?
On what goals and aims.
on,
The aims of the phases or periods. Okay? That's really important. 10 steps, okay, that's no problem. Step-by-step planning protocol, what does it mean? How related it to the periodization? Step-by-step planning protocol. Did you heard it? No? No. Okay. So the step-by-step protocol, if you just planned a year plan, after that, by the first measure, so the first test, you see that's not good. After that, you step by step over-plan this, okay? That's the normal way. And the periodization for pubertal athletes, taking consideration the sensitive period and the individual maturing level, okay? So that's the periodization. For whom we should periodize the plan? Pre-pubertal, male or female? Pubertal, post-pubertal, or adult? Because it differs. What do you think, pre-pubertal, male or female? Can be periodized or is not necessary?
not necessary.
Absolutely not necessary, because we are just doing and running the program just for fun and just teaching skills, okay, techniques and others. No different aims in the periodization during the year, okay? But after the pubertal, yes, we just start to periodize the preparation plan, okay? Yeah, okay, periodization cycles within cycles. Quadriennial cycles within LTAD, because the biggest frame is LTAD. Okay, this is the biggest plan. After quadriennial or two quadriennial, annual cycles within quadriennial, periods within annual cycles, phases within periods, mesocycles within phases, microcycles within mesocycles, and session within microcycles. So what about the section? Can we periodize?
Yes.
What kind of parts of lessons we have?
Warm-up,
Warm-up
general training,
or main, okay, and
stretching.
cooling down.
Cooling down.
Okay? Periods, little periods. Okay? It's good. Let's see how complicated your work. This is the performance, okay? The performance is driven by the psychology, okay? Drives and others by the athletes. okay, is driven by skills, driven by strategy, driven by emotion, driven by character of the athletes and the coaches, driven by the environment, driven by the physiology of the individuals. After that, the psychology is driven by the focus of the athlete, driven by the confidence of the athlete, driven by the commitment of the athletes, driven by the open skills, driven by the closed skills, and driven by the complex skills. The strategy, offensive, defensive, the place of the strategy. After that, the emotion is driven by the passion, driven by the self-control, driven by the energy, okay, of the individuals. The character is driven by the integrity, driven by the respect, driven by the leadership. Environment, temperature, depends on the facilities, altitude, physiology, fitness, health, nutrition.
What's open and closed skills?
Open, what's the difference between open and closed skills? Who knows?
The closed skills are those skills that only you are and your skill. For
Yeah.
example, running is closed skill,
Yeah.
but in open skill, also your opponent performance is important.
Very good. So running, left, right, it's closed. Okay. Running right after in soccer and taking into consideration the positioning of the opponents and my mate is open skills. Okay, because we should react always what happens. Understandable?
And what's complex?
Complex is there are phases which is absolutely closed and there are phases which is absolutely open. Okay? For example, wait a minute. Tennis. Okay? Tennis serve is closed one because it's the same. But right after, depends on the back, the response, we should react. And after that, it's open skills now. Understandable? Good.
Exactly something intensity.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see this. Okay. Physiology. Physiology also driven by many things. So if you saw this is physiology, this is in the center, in the next. Health, rest, fatigue, nutrition, strength, power, energy system, oxygen transport. And see how many influencing issues are. And that's only physiology. It's very complex. That's why you should learn a lot. You should have more experience. That's it. Okay? You poor. Come on. Okay. Key training variables. Volume. What does it mean? Volume. Seattle.
How much
How much what?
training?
Training and how much time altogether, okay? It's good. Intensity of the training, what does it mean?
How much activity is
Remember how much? I don't know. What's the
there's a
intensity?
lot of
What does it mean? How hard?
Depends on the heart rate. And also, for example, for strength training, it's based on the weight of the
What is the maximum intensity in strength training?
100%.
it's based on the
100%. Only one times. Okay, that's okay. Good. Okay. Frequency?
How often?
How often? Okay. One training a year. It's a frequency, but not enough. Okay. one training a month also. One training per hour is too much. Understandable? Yep.
I have a question about frequency.
Yep.
I ski maybe about once or twice a year, but I get better and better every year.
Because you are so smart. Really.
Maybe you have very long
Okay.
hands like this.
So, probably, when did you start skiing?
When I was 14.
14.
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry, those time, you were in the in maturation level, I don't know where, okay? Nowadays you are an adult and you are smarter, you have more information, probably you just think, have thoughts about skiing, you saw a lot of skiers who just make the drills and make the movement, and after that, when you just tried, the memory is just spare these memories, okay? And right after, if you have more and more, 2 times a year, then a little bit better and better. That's normal way of learning. If you just making more frequent this, then you will be much more skier. That's because in the movement memories, you have experience. How many days you spent with skiing?
A year or?
1 trip or something like that. Where are you going to? In Sweden?
Yes.
Okay. How long?
3 days maybe.
2 times 3 days?
Yeah, 2 times 3 days.
That's okay. That's 6 days together. Then enough to create new neural connections. Okay? That's why your movement will be better and better, more effective. Okay? When somebody is going to play tennis, I always recommend to use firstly coaches. 2, 3 lessons only. If you use the coaches who just demonstrate the good movement, okay, backhand and forehand, and just repeat and always correct the movement, they're much better than you just try to do individually. Why? Because you will hit the ball that way, and this mistaken technically not correct movement will be memorized, and that's not good. Understandable?
Yes.
Okay.
But for example, you can learn a child bike.
Yep.
And then if they never bike in their entire life again when they're adults, they
Okay.
still know how to bike.
And
Can you explain that as well? Is it the same thing or?
I'm by new.
when you are just developing,
Yeah.
your all skills will be developed without any training. Okay? Why? Because you are doing physical activities, not biking or something like that, but your balance skill will be refined. This is the maturation. Okay? So if we see and compare the result of the, for example, bench pressing by a 10 years, 14 years, or a 20 years old guy without any drills, who will be stronger?
But you're oldest.
Because the body now contains testosterone, stronger muscles and others. So this is the maturation.
You always remember how to bike.
You will be, sorry?
That's what I meant. You always remember how to bike, ride a bike.
Okay, you had connection, you memorized, and after that how to bike is no problem at all.
Yeah.
Okay? Your balance skills in the air, your feeling about the balance is much better than before. Understandable?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the reason. So there is performance, increasing performance without any kind of sport activity. Really. Just because the maturation. Okay? And that's very good question. That's very big question, and some coaches who just missed to understand this program and this kind of issues we just talked about, and he said, come on, I had the best under 16 fencer, okay? and he or she has only the early maturer, because of the maturation, he or she will be better than the others. Understand? Okay? Yeah. So, these three elements, these three key training variables, which should vary by the beginners. The volume is big one, intensity is not so high, and the frequency not necessary to have every day. How many training lessons do you have a week with your transfers?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. What about you?
Depends on the age.
Okay, by the beginner.
One time a week.
Only one?
Yes.
Okay. What about 2 times? Czech Republic? 2 times. It's enough.
Every day.
Every day?
Yes.
Every day one. Weekly? How many weekly?
6.
6? By beginners?
Для маленьких дітей.
Little?
Да.
Молодец.
Я розумію.
Что их мучите?
Okay.
Мучте, релакс, Том.
Okay. Listen. The problem is with the 6, please translate it. The problem is the 6 that you specialize these guys. 6 time means that no more time for other movement. And that's problem. We'll develop all the children, but no experience from other sport because no time to do it. Understandable? Translate it, please.
Очень сразу неделю говорить про колено новое. Потому что вот несколько месяцев другое время, там для другие тренировки занимают другой спорт.
Я понимаю, но у нас такого нет, что ты занимаешься там этим и этим. Ты выбираешь тот или тот.
Okay.
In Ukraine, the system is other. Of course, it's possible, but most of the children which training sport, fencing or other sport, they training just that sport.
That's problem. If you are just allowed, for example, for fencing, what do you think? What is the best additional sport for fencing?
Badminton.
Squash,
Badminton,
badminton,
squash.
racket sport.
Table tennis?
Hockey.
Hockey? That's good because you use tools in the hand, okay? And hand-eye coordination and agility also develop.
Officially it's badminton.
Yep.
Because the work with your legs are
Almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But if you just allow to do this kind of sport, then the movement, the activity memories will record it. All the solution, what's in the badminton, what in the squash, what in the table tennis, and the coordination level will be, and the fastness, the reaction time, same. Okay? That's why it's so good if you just allow that. 6 is not good early specialization, and they will be burned out or injured. Okay? I just recommend. Okay, please translate it. If you are just put the program badminton, table tennis, squash, and others, then the reaction time and the movements are similar, but you will see another thing. Yeah.
You say people doesn't get knackered.
That child, for example, they also have free time. They go on the street, play football, or go to play tennis, just for fun, not in the other hall with other coach.
Okay, but in the age of 6 or 7, I don't know when they are starting, it's not very serious. Every sport what they start is only an experience. No world championship in the age group of 8 or 6.
But you said the system is other. They start, for example, 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have practice to go to sport on 6 or 7 years old. They start with sport 10, 11, and just,
Mm-hmm.
for example, for fencing.
Okay, if it's not directed, for example, only 2 times with coaches, the other just for fun or at home they are doing the same, it's no problem. But if you just specialize too early, that means that regular and official training lessons is too early, and you specialize early. And after that, you saw what can cause this. Not for everybody, but for the biggest amount of the people, yes, it will be the case. Okay? I just recommend. Okay, beginners. Then the volume is big, intensity is not so high, the frequency is enough 2 or 3 times a week. Intermediate, volume is high, intensity is high, and frequency also high. Which means that, for example, 14 years of age, the volume is, because they should learn a lot of technical, tactical things and others. Okay, intensity is relatively high, and the frequency 5 times to 8 times a week. That's not good, not problem, no problem. Elite, volume is not so big. Why? Sorry?
You already learned.
You already learned a lot of things, but what is important, the intensity and the frequency. 10 times, 11 times, 12 times a week, very, very intensive training, and that's it, with maximum speed, with maximum reaction. That's the normal way, okay? Yeah. Periodization. In 1 year, periodization can be, depends on the sport, single, double, triple, or multiple. What do you think? Your sport, fencing, is which? In which category?
Triple is the best.
Sorry?
I think triple is the best one.
Only 3 times do you compete in a year?
No, but usually our purpose, our main purpose are 2-3 competitions.
Okay, or more. Adult level, for example, 5 or 6 competition, then you should periodize there. Short periodization, but can be triple or double.
Usually it's, I think, double.
Double?
Two main competitions
Mm-hmm.
in season, European
Okay.
and World Championship. That's the most
Okay.
important.
Wait a minute. I have a question. What about tennis? What about cutting kahosu? Do you know
I'm
her?
talking about fencing.
No. I understand. But what about the tennis players' periodization? Do you know our swimmer, Hungarian swimmer, who just won 3 Olympic gold medal in Rio, cutting kahosu? Do you know what she does always? No.
Rest.
No. Eat. Very good. Sleep. Very good.
Rain.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Oh, don't worry. It's springtime, but it's over. So, you know what I mean. Okay. So, cutting kahosu, and for example, Novak Djokovic or Roger Federer or Sharapova, I don't know who, they just compete in the war year. Really? No, during the war year. So, if you are in a very high level, you are not in the youth program anymore, but in the really high level, then they can replace the training sessions with competition. Cutting kahosu in London was absolutely disappointed. No result. I think in 1 final only. After that, Shane Tassap from USA, psychologist and former swimmer, they just married, and after that this guy just tried a new program, a totally new program in swimming, whole year competition. And after that, 3, sorry?
It's a linear training program, yes?
Yeah. So no periodization. They are just traveling everywhere where competition is held and just doing. But it's only a very high level. So in tennis, if we see somebody bear this kind of workload, for example, Federer is a miracle, really. 36 years of age, and just won the 18th Grand Slam. The other guy is just injured or burned out. So it's individual solution. Okay? So in some cases, there are totally different solutions. No pairization. Not necessary. In hockey, we should. Why? Because the hockey championship just is over, end of match. Right after, just keeping the rest and others, concentrate on other sports, family and others, and after that, new serious preparation program, and after that, new competition. That's good. What about fencing? What do you think? Can you plan only competition in a very high level athletes in fencing? Just traveling from competition to competition? Is it a possible way or not?
It's asymmetric, so I think an
So
average.
it's so asymmetric that it causes injury. Yes. Swimming, it's much better, but tennis also asymmetric sport. And somebody is okay, for somebody is not okay. Okay? Yep. You can see here the periods and phases of winter and summer periods of annual plan. This is a winter sport. Your sport is, I don't know where, but it depends on the country. So, summer. General preparation phase. Goal setting, strength training, endurance training, skill development and corrections. What does it mean, development and correction? Should we correct the skills always?
Yes.
What kind of skills? What are you doing always?
Just very specific.
But you have specific
Should?
Shots.
Absolutely.
Sport specific.
Because the fastest movement, for the fastest movement, you should correct it always. Okay? After that, strategy and tactics. The next is the specific preparation phase. Sport-specific fitness with higher intensity and speed. Refined goal setting, teams or individual. Sport skills refined. Strategy, tactics refined. Competition skills practice. That means that during the general preparation, no competition, no competition in fencing training. But after, in the specific preparation, now assholes against each other. Okay? Pre-competition, which means that during this little time frame, there are, for example, little competition inside the club or with neighboring clubs, okay? Just compete against each other. After that competition, in team sports it's longer, in fencing only a week or for 3 days, okay? And after that, transition. During the competition phase, develop the mental strategies, maintain fitness level, maintain high level of sport skills, sharpen competitive skills, strategies and tactics, and peaking. What does it mean, peaking?
Reach to peak level.
Yeah, the highest level, okay? It's good. Transition, rest and recovery. For example, in basketball, the transition phase in basketball is absolute rest in the youth program. Why? Because if they don't do any physical activity, they can grow. And the height is elementary in basketball. That's why the coaches recommended nothing to do during this transition. In ice hockey, we just recommend doing football, soccer, I don't know what, okay, badminton, squash, not ice hockey. Why? Because we need to maintain the level of the fitness, but not on the same way we do in ice hockey. Okay? Team rest, it's good. Reflection and evaluation of the past season, play other sports to maintain fitness, and set new goals. That's important. You can see here the integrated micro-planning. Probably these 4 is in your program as well. So, objective of the session, physical strength, power, speed, and others. technical skills, tactical skills. But we should plan also the environment of the training, the mental side of the training, goal setting, and teaching how to cope during stress, sustenance, nutrition, hydration, rest and sleep. We should plan this also. And regeneration and recovery method. So these four, in many cases, the coaches are not taking into the consideration. That's good. So bless you.
Sorry.
Or what did you do? Who knows?
Sneeze.
Something. Okay. No?
Sneeze.
Sneeze. Yeah.
It's nice product.
Sorry?
Nice product.
Yeah. Nobody. No problem.
Sneeze. Snooze. Sneeze.
No, snooze is what?
Snooze.
No, snooze is no,
Hey,
not about
snooze. You have? Yeah, Sweden. You just breathe it out in ice hockey as well. Come on.
It's common here in hockey?
Not really. Who just played in Sweden or in Finland? Yeah, the Finnish guys also do it.
It's legal. Only ice hockey players.
I know. Yeah, that's my problem. Okay, so. Sorry? No, nothing. Yeah, okay. Go. Coberta periodization is reactive periodization. That means that if you just planned it and you took into consideration the maturing level, after that you should react if the development is not good. Okay? You should see the biological markers, monitoring the onset of the growth curve, the pH, we have the deceleration of growth. It's a must to design and adjust the plan according to this. Okay? The velocity of growth, adjusting training, competition and recovery program design and activity, and adolescence maintenance is important. Viru, who is the Estonian famous guy in the training methodology, just described that if there is a conflict between the long-term plan and the competition demands, the first must take priority. Long-term plan. Okay? That's the main issue of this. What do you think?
It's me taking my kids to a competition.
Nobody falling down, no bags or something like that, just drop them. That's the plan. What do you think? It's a serious work. Okay. System alignment and integration is the seventh influencing factor, massive undertaking by education, health, recreation and communities. What about the education? If you can run a good program together with a school, okay? In Hungary or in Europe, there is a system of academy, okay? For example, in soccer, do you have academy?
Yeah.
Which means that the education and the sport is together, and both taking into consideration the other requests, and that's okay. So no school and sport just separated, but combined, okay? Yeah, not so important. The eighth influencing factor is the competition. Competition review and restructuring in mini summits, massive undertaking of these information, okay? So if we just create a new schedule for competition, we should think about the maturation level and the good competition level, okay? So we should create that kind of competition. The new concept is the periodization of the competition calendar. Yeah, that's fine. If we just plan something but there is a competition, that's not good, we should take into consideration this. Okay. The ninth factor, influencing factor of this program, it takes 10 years of extensive practice to excel in anything. Simon Noble, Lorette, and Erickson just described, but it's not true. But takes time.
10,000 hours.
Yes,
Not true, is it?
but not true anymore. Because if we just see that somebody was a soccer player and after go to basketball, so they were just well developed in the former age. After that, 3,000 or 4,000 hours is enough to reach the elite level. Okay, so that's why mainly you should memorize only that to being in a very high level of performance, it takes time, more time. It depends on the individual. For somebody 10 years, 12 years, for somebody only 5 years or 6 years. Okay? Depends on the genetical potential. Okay? Ericsson, 10 years, 3 hours per day, and this is the 10,000 hours. And the 10th influencing factor is Kaizen. Continuous improvement. Being open-minded, get the information from other sports, from the business sector, from the, I don't know where from, and put in the program. Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy of companies, business companies, okay? Always doing better, better and better, okay? The Kai is change, Zen is good, continuous improvement, elimination of waste. You should work on. That's your job. That's so easy. Okay, modernization of the sport system, always. Yeah. Depends on the number of the registered players. Depends on the number of the coaches. Depends on the facility. What's the problem?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Okay, education, health and sport, physical activity alignment, all aspects of LTAD need research and implementation. On the stick, there are implementation of fencing LTAD from Canada. Okay? Sorry? No, it's over? Yeah, okay. So, if you are just create your LTAD program in your country, and you just think through all the facilities, all the possibilities, the money, the budgeting, the registered player and others, and you just make this, okay, adaptation, LTAD, then you will step forward. So easy. Okay, so that's the overview. I think you are a little bit closer to understand the whole long-term thinking about the development. Okay. Is there any question or remarks or something like that? What do you think? Was it enough interesting and enough information for today?
It's enough information. It's like trying to hold it all in your mind, isn't it?
It's hard to understand. You just shoot it, videos, okay? Just please share it. If you have any question, then the Gabor, I don't know what slash or not slash, email at tf.hu is my email number, okay? Then please drop me email about that if you need more information or just to clear some new ideas. Yes, Gabor.tf.hu, yeah, okay?
It was our last sport management class?
Sorry?
It was
the last one, yes. We have only 8 hours together, okay? 8 times 45 minutes. We spent a little bit more. Okay.
Can we take this PowerPoint?
You got it.
Ah,
Yeah.
and what about the exam?
I send it I send it to your email.
But I just put you.
I shall do all files.
Good.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I didn't get it, I was
And what about exam?
No examination.
Do you have my email?
No.
Yeah, I know. I'll write it down.
Do you want individual examination? Sumo or something like that? Do you want to describe something about that?
Let's count.
Or
I was waiting for some.
taking exam?
Do you know anything about our exam? Are we gonna, at last university, we are allowed to watch an old exam? Or something like that?
Okay, there will be such kind of lessons, then we would be, or you should take exams, okay? I think it's not necessary from this. It depends on your mindset. If you're enough clever to understand, it's enough for me. If you don't care about, I don't care about you. That's understandable?
Are there any questions from this in our exam when we take it?
No.
No.
I just said
Sorry, I didn't
no
know that.
examination from sport management. This is a message. It depends on your needs, your wants. Okay.
How can we, well, I suppose it's a, how do we supposed to do it? I suppose if we want to continue with this, then we need to go and do as further qualification of our countries, really.
Just describe the website of the Canadians. I think it's much easier. If you want more information about that, then Canadian Sport for Life /
Hang on, sport for life.
not slash dot, yeah,
Like dot.
CA.
Sorry, what was that?
Canadian Sport for Life together, or cs4l.ca. For life, .ca, like Canada.
And we can read that.
Yeah.
More information.
And there is a lot of new issues. You can find quality sport adaptation of LTAD. There is general description of the work program. You can see more detail these kinds of things, and you should use it in your country, in your program. Okay? I don't recommend the Hungarian version of the LTAD. Probably you are not really perfect, but who knows, after the course, probably you can understand everything in it. Okay?
And please give us the formula for the IE.
Yeah, I've got some.
Sorry,
some
what?
milestones and stuff.
You told that you will give us the formula for the adult height.
The index, yes, the Excel. Okay? I will also... Wait a minute, not so easy. I just try to search.
We start on you want to
So this is the formula. Not, it's a year plan. I am just searching this formula. Okay.